What's this? What are we looking at here?
No, just up here.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
There's some Chick-fil-A back there. Make sure you get some breakfast. Breakfast. We got Chick-fil-A. So
Extra layer on the. Write this down. There. 17.
I love that. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Thank you. Oh, what?
all right. All right, we'll start in 1 minute. Grab you a breakfast sandwich and we're gonna get started. Yeah, come on. There's plenty of room up here. VIP seating. I don't know.
We got food and this is all the people we have? You gotta be kidding me.
I think people were scared of the weather. Or you think people are sick?
The weather's tomorrow, right?
Yeah, the weather's tomorrow. Maybe.
What's that? It's supposed to be bad tomorrow though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Hey, guys, please come forward. We have 4 seats here, 2 in the spit zone, another one here. Please.
They're
Just
not
ask
doing
her.
it. They're not moving.
Okay, I'm playing Kendrick Lamar if you don't move it forward.
All right. Yeah, we could start teaching from back there, and then now that's the front of the room, and then this is the back of the room. We could do that. We could. All right, we are going to go ahead and get started. Thanks for coming to team meeting. Please, if you haven't grabbed a breakfast sandwich, please do that. We're always so grateful and appreciative to Cough Out Land Title. They bring us breakfast once a month, so we're grateful for that. So 1 breakfast a month you don't have to worry about. So thank you. All right. All right, we'll get Joanna up.
Anybody that comes in late has to sit on the
All
front
right,
row.
Joanna, we got you a spot right up here. All right,
She's like, I'm not coming to meetings anymore.
anywhere you want. Oh, we were begging for people to come sit closer and they wouldn't. So I was like, Joanna, well, all right, here we go. Tell me something good. Tell me something good. There's gotta be something. I know the game was a stinker, but there's other good things. What else is going on? Yes.
It's in our vision board. Tom and I both put a trip to Greece on it,
Okay.
but we didn't know if it was gonna be this year. We actually put the deposit down. We were going to Greece for 10 days in 2026.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, the last part,
Okay.
did you get that? Oh, now we got to pay for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Goals on our vision board because we have to pay for it.
Yeah, there you go. I like
Is that
it.
refundable, that deposit?
No, it's Rachel,
Good,
so you know it's. not
good,
coming.
perfect. I like that.
Okay.
I like pressure.
There's no turning back now. I love it. All right.
My
See.
chickens are laying more eggs.
All right. So you're like practically a millionaire now.
Almost.
Very good. Awesome. That's good. We'll take it. What else? Tell me something good. Sandy. Ah. Nice. During the Chiefs game or right before the game, right? Okay. Very good.
Which
Love
house
that.
was that, Sandy? Oh, okay. Got it, good. Perfect, perfect.
Very good.
Good,
Well,
good.
that is exciting.
Hey, John Mooningham, is he here?
Nope.
Okay, he shouldn't be here. Burst appendix over the weekend. Sunday fortunately, they rushed him to the hospital. He was at a funeral in central
Manhattan,
Kansas.
Yeah.
So Anyway, it was really scary stuff. They did release him that night. I'm sure it wasn't the most enjoyable Super Bowl on every level.
Right,
But anyway, we'll see him around here soon, knowing him earlier than he's supposed to be.
probably,
But,
yes.
so be thinking about John if you could.
Yep, absolutely. Him and Nanette are on the care committee, so. Well, he's on the committee, so,
Yeah, we got to figure out who gets called when then one of the committee people has a.
yeah, yeah. You need to send yourself a card, John.
What else? Tell us something good. Who's got something fun? Anybody do anything fun over the weekend besides watch the shitty Chiefs game? Yes.
You're supposed to buy a barn first, but we would bought another side by
Oh,
Priorities.
What's the
That's
side by
fun.
side?
like an off-road vehicle.
Oh, fun. Cool. Yeah, keep
Like an
going.
off-road vehicle that you can go,
You guys know what those are? Okay, I thought. yeah.
UTV, there we go.
Our
All
Archie
terrain.
Adrian Butler folk, they know.
I don't know, a dune buggy, there we go. Okay. There's not a lot of those at Loch Lloyd.
Probably not. But in their, lake houses probably so. Yeah.
All right. Anybody else? Something good, something good, something good. Okay.
That's all the good.
right,
That's all the
good.
goodness
That's
we
all
have.
we're- Okay,
Slow,
Well,
slow day on goodness.
slow, good
apparently.
week.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. What else we got? Preferred vendors. All right. Well, we want to hear from Lisa from Kaufelt. Lisa, thank you for breakfast again.
Yes. Good
Oh,
job, Lisa.
Summer. We get Summer. Oh, hang on. I got to share.
What was that?
All right.
All right, Summer's gonna talk to us about AI.
So as you guys know, we have our new AI system. Primarily, I mean, some of you should probably be seeing some messages via text saying like you got your earnest money in there or your commitment. But primarily, I want to let you guys know this is a great opportunity for your clients. It has question and answering, like what is a title commitment, what I should be looking at. It also has access to get their final documents at the end of closing that'll just like auto go out. So important to get contact information for your clients to us. So I'm sorry, I'm not used to public speaking. So it's important to get your contact information over to us so that they can have that opportunity to learn, figure out what's going on in their transaction, and then also to get all of their documents at the end of the day. So that's really it. And so contact information, please. I appreciate you guys.
Cool. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
sounds reasonable. Get them their contact information. All right. How about Todd Branson with Fairway Mortgage? Come on, Todd. Woo!
Oh, yeah. All right, so last Tuesday, I had an opportunity to come to you guys and talk to you about a specific loan program. Who all attended that? We had a lot of people here. We fed a lot of people. So Jose Peppers, thank you for them. I've had a couple people reach out afterwards. They're asking scenarios. Not every scenario is going to work, right? That's totally okay. I expected that. If you have questions, just contact me. If you would like a one-on-one, 5-10 minutes, we can go over it in more detail. I'm fine with that. We'll sit down, do that, cup of coffee, whatever works. Okay. So but I really that's a program that it just kind of put it here in your head. And we're just going to take if somebody out there has to be contingent, maybe there's another option for them. And that's all that was getting you to recognize somebody who's contingent upon a sale, possibly not being contingent upon the sale as we, move into the spring market. Thanks.
Cool.
Thank you.
That's
Appreciate
simple,
that.
Todd. 90
Yeah.
seconds. Good job.
Love it. All right. How about the Alibas pillar to post? We got Ron.
Where's Ron?
Here's Ron.
There's Ron. Very good inspection.
So this will be a little bit different on the selling side. If you have a home listed, as we do our reports, you get a 30, 40, 50 page report. We see so many things that can be easily deleted and easily taken off of that. If somebody would spend maybe $150 in a half a day's work, There's a lot of things you can do to shorten the inspection report just to make it a little less intimidating. Clean out the gutters, extend the downspouts, tighten up light switches, put switch covers on. A little bit of paint around the doors where it's peeling. So there are little things that can shorten those reports. Let us know. We'd be happy to kind of go over that and make those inspections when you sell it a little bit shorter. So
Thanks,
good
Ron.
way to go.
Good job. Has anyone ever had a seller go, well, I was gonna fix that, but I want to leave some stuff for the inspector? They'll find stuff. You don't need to do that. Am I the only person that's had people say that? Okay,
Yeah, for real.
yeah.
All right, how about Rustlin and Ray Lynn with Apex?
Oh, they're arguing on who's coming up.
Rock, paper, scissors here.
Both going to
Okay.
Vegas still?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
nice,
Yes.
nice.
Okay,
Okay.
good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So yeah, everyone get up. No, just
Energy.
kidding.
There we go.
So clearly it's going to snow this week, so keep in mind. And then have reports ready and sent over to us so we can get a look at those and then tell you what we need to do, what needs to happen.
Yeah, so when we have the snow that's coming in, it's gonna set all projects back. So we always look for, hey, what can we do to keep momentum moving? So in these situations where we have a little bit of downtime with the weather, this is a great opportunity when you guys do get those reports, send them over. We can get out and do sewer scopes, things that, take a little bit of time and preparation. So, any questions? Oh, yes, yes.
Quick shout out to you guys, got your crew out there to the house early this morning and got those risers on. I was pulling a little bit of groundwater. It happens, new construction, things start to settle. I was pulling groundwater into my system. So they got their crew out there before this next storm and got the risers in, so it should be good.
Yeah, that's really, thank you so much. That's really important on these brand new systems that are installed. Whenever especially these advanced systems, they usually come with a service plan for up to 2 years. Well, when they come out, residential is who we use. When they come out, they inspect everything, make for sure that, everything's sealed up and all the filters and everything's working properly. So then that gives us an opportunity to get back and correct anything. Because if your system's taking on too much groundwater, then it overworks your pumps and then it overworks your field. And then that'll just rapidly, deteriorate over time. And then you're going to have to put a new system in. No one wants to spend that money to do that within 15 years. So that's why, and thank you. Yes. Oh, yes. So we did originally have Septic 101, how to keep your deal together, scheduled tomorrow, but with the weather coming, we did bump that out to the 26th of February. So I do hope y'all attend. I really think it's really important. I get a lot of people that come back to us and say, well, my agent didn't tell me to do a septic inspection, or I did an inspection. And it's like, well, they just did the house inspection. They didn't do the inspections for the systems. And that's a big ticket item that you never want to be faced with your clients, pointing their finger at you being your fault. So definitely get those inspections in. All right. 10 o'clock on the 26th, she said.
All right.
Good job,
Thank you,
ladies.
Yeah.
I would add that really septic is on par with our roofs now. I mean, if can you imagine buying a house and not having the inspector look at the roof? It's that mission critical. And at least with the roof, you can kind of see it. We don't know what the hell's going on under the ground most of the time. So guys, I would consider it as close to mandatory as anything we have.
I
And
agree.
if people don't want to inspect that, I highly recommend creating some kind of paper trail that they
Absolutely.
have waived the opportunity to do that you at least presented it to.
Love that. All right. Got anybody else? Oh, Royal. I saw Royal here. JW.
JW.
Come on up, JW.
To add to kind of our weather, we're gonna have more snow and ice coming in, so we're gonna have more ice damming and more water calls that has nothing to do with the roof. You guys have any of that on your personal houses, call me, I'll come out and inspect it, but most all is probably just gonna be ice damming. As far as, closing dates for houses, don't let the roof hold you guys back from having to push the closing date out. If it's something that we have to put a roof on and we're not gonna get it like by February 28th, say, because of the weather, we can get documentation saying, hey, we're gonna replace this roof after closing date. Does that make sense? That way it doesn't keep you guys from making, your sell on that day, getting the closing done that day. Something else, a shout out, somebody else brought this up to attention. We're doing a lot of videos on our social media. Mike Dale was having a conversation with a teddy bear yesterday. about roofing and solar. So if you guys can just kind of go through our social media, you can laugh at it, you can make fun of whatever you want to do, but if you can just like it, I'm supposed to let you guys know that we're doing a lot more videos. I am not. I'm not a video person. So there will be a lot more videos on there.
Appreciate it. All right.
It's awesome, Mike.
All right, we're always thankful for our vendors, so thank you. And I didn't see Matt, so I think we're good.
Can we
there.
add something to Ron's deal? We had a client that was buying it for sale by owner, and so we just kind of was, here's the title company package for contract. And of course, they needed a home inspector. Gave him a couple ideas. They called Ron. Ron went out there within 2 days, did it on a Friday, I think. They got the report back within 24 hours. Messaged me on Monday, just going, thank you for solving that problem.
Nice.
So great job. Appreciate that.
All right.
Not involved
Love
in that sale, but we got some great, cred with the people for doing that. So, but
Love that.
Nice.
Yeah, we love working with great people.
good stuff.
All right. This week, kind of a lighter week. We do have team meeting today. We moved tomorrow's class, and then we got Sold Mastermind with Nanette on Thursday. Be watching for the inclement weather. If the roads are bad and it gets crazy or something, there's a chance we might close the office. Now that doesn't mean you can't come here. Of course, you have a key. You can always get in. But as far as like staff goes, just watch Facebook on that. We'll keep everybody posted. Next week, we do have family reunion. There's, I think, 13 or 15. I don't know. I can't look at the latest number. There's a group of us going to Las Vegas for family reunion. So that's coming up. No team meeting, no ILC meeting going on next Tuesday, but we will have Sold Mastermind and more to come about the watch party. How about listings, buyers, and open houses? What have you guys got going on? What listings are coming on the market? What buyer needs do we have? Shelby.
Ranch home that's been meticulously maintained for years. And 2 barns and a beautiful pond. It is $7.99 and goes by the 22nd. And then I have a woman in Excelsior Springs. It goes by in March. It's a little earth contact, 3-bed, 2-bath. And then there's another one in the pipeline coming in, and then 3-bed, 2-bath. Another very meticulously taken care of.
Love those.
We buy it.
And I'm noticing a theme. You might be the earth contact queen here after a while. They just come to you. Yes, all of them. She's going to be the expert here soon on earth contacts. Okay, awesome. Okay. Under 200.
Well, get the exact same thing except north of where you need. So you take the south, we'll take the north. We're looking for a 3, 1.5, 3, 2 in the Belton Raymore corridor here. It can be a fixer upper special. It doesn't need to be super pretty. Handle that problem, but trying to stay right around that 200, 220.
Okay. Okay. Let's go David and then Tricia.
2, 3 1s in the very south part of Grandview, almost in the Belton. But they're big time fixer uppers from the roof down to the bottom.
No Jackson.
Are those on the market or are they listed, David?
They're not.
Okay. Okay. Tricia.
And it's one coming on the market Thursday. Lovely weather. Here in Raymore, it's a 4-3. 3 living areas, 3-car garage. Parts of it have been redone, parts of it need paint and carpet. So $359.
Okay.
Where's that located?
Remington, right back.
Oh,
here.
okay. Got it. Yep.
Yeah.
Go.
It's feet plus a little bit. It's a big house.
Okay. All right. Joanna.
Got one in Eagle Glen coming up, 508 Eagle Glen. That's a 4-3 and it's coming on the market on the 6th of March. And he is going to put in a new roof and a new air conditioner and new
Nice.
carpet, and it's nice, 345.
345.
Yeah,
Okay.
1,900 square feet. I actually am not sure on the square footage. That's what realist tax says, and I gotta he had an appraisal done a year or 2 ago, and I wanna find out if it's a little bit bigger than it, because it looks bigger than that to me. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Did one of my builders build that back 20 years ago?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Dahmer.
Yeah.
Dahmer.
So look back at our first listing, we probably had the square footage on there, whatever that is, would be right.
Okay. Carrie,
We have one coming on towards the end of this month. It's gonna be over in, Meadowood. I think it's gonna go around 369. So let us know if you're interested. It's a really nice house. Been maintained really well. And we have a buyer need, sooner than later. It needs to be in Raymore, Belton, possibly peculiar, something probably more like a ranch. Doesn't have to be real big, and needs to be around the 300 mark.
okay.
Is the Meadowood 3-bedroom or 2?
It's, the master is up, and then that downstairs, there's 3.
Okay. got
With
it.
it, and it's a 55 community, and, got a finished basement, laid out really, really well.
Nice.
So, big, nice kitchen.
Love that.
I think he's got it in family homes now.
Very good.
Meadows is not 55 and over. Meadows is,
Okay.
we just sold.
Yeah, we just ran into that.
I'll have it checked. I sold across the street. I checked with the HOA. I thought it was 55 and older. I checked with Kay. There's no bar in there. And, Meadowood is not 55 and older. Okay.
Predominantly 55 and older people live there.
Is it
Might
maintenance
add-
provided?
It is maintenance provided, and it caters to the same people. So guess what? If you have 55 and
Yeah.
older clients, that needs to be at the top.
Very good.
Got a covered porch.
Nice.
Very good. Sandy, what you got?
It was formerly a birthplace, and the seller, the buyer at that time redid the whole thing, so it's really brand new as of like 4 years ago. But it's a 4-bedroom, 3 bath, and it's about 2,300 square feet, and the basement bedroom does have a window, and a family area, and
Okay, nice.
What's the price of it?
What's the, and the price, Sandy? Sandy, what's the price? 310. Okay,
it's really nice.
all right,
Yeah,
last,
let's get back to selling some in-house stuff, guys. We crushed that in the last couple of years. I know when Devon's not here. Oh, Andre's here. You guys get stuff, lob it out there. Let's get some stuff, some interest going. It's going to get really tough in the spring because we're still going to have low inventory. And how many 300,000 deals did we just lob around?
Mhm.
That price category is competitive as heck. Just wait. And then if you're 55 and older or a maintenance provider or any of that stuff, it even becomes more limited. So put it out there. Say, hey, I've got a buyer. By the way, I'll finish with, I got a buyer need. It does not have to be 55 and older, but it's an elderly client. She would love a Brookside villa, big, nice Brookside villa, can go up to like 340. So something like that. We looked at what was in Morning View. Those just aren't quite big enough. I'll have to add this one to the list that Carrie was just talking about. So share your buyer needs out there, and let's just see if we can get some stuff
Nice.
going. Maybe something we can pop off the market and maybe be heroes for people.
love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
To see them again.
Yeah. And just because you don't get comments on it doesn't mean you're not getting eyeballs on it. So I know we lob stuff out. A lot of times you guys don't say anything. It does not hurt my feelings, by the way, at all.
All right,
Explain.
Rusty.
On property living up to like 2 apartments within it. It was formerly used as a pill lot, but I think somebody could really get creative and use it for like boats or something like that on the way down for storage on the way to the lake or, different things like that.
Nice.
You could get it for about $689. Negotiable.
Okay, awesome.
Is that anywhere near the Deepwater property?
No, but we should talk. Let's make 2 for 1 deal.
Let's package these together.
Oh my
Rusty.
gosh. A bar and a boat lot. That's Cass County all the way.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah, I just saw that. Hey, Greg. Can I'd like to introduce Greg Topping. He's one of our newer agents.
Hey,
So,
Greg.
Greg, you want to? I know I put you on the spot. We didn't talk about this, but give us a couple sentences. Tell us who you are, please.
branch did you serve at? What branch did you serve?
Oh, for the United States Air Force.
All right.
Oh. Yeah. Well, we're glad to have you at Southland, Greg. Yeah.
Yeah, welcome aboard. Your niche, we have 5 or 6 people that do a very similar thing, so you'll find some commonality here. Not only people that have rentals, but manage rentals. Joe Goodwin back in the corner is.
He manages Airbnbs.
Oh, okay. And you do Airbnbs, which is a whole nother specialty. By the way, I would like to learn more about that, so we need to talk for sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, welcome aboard.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Thank you. So when you see him,
Hey.
introduce yourself. Yes. All right. We were supposed to have the finance committee, Jake Keith, and he is out of town. So we won't be doing that this week. We'll probably catch him next week. See what he's got. I think he's, don't hold me to this, but I do think he's trying to bring in that Dave Ramsey financial peace class and do it here in the Market Center in the evening so your spouses can come, maybe even clients. I don't know. Stay tuned for more details. Good stuff coming from there. Yes. Yes, come on, Annette. Let's do that.
So lunch is where we come into the office, we bring our own lunch, we sit around a table, have some food and great conversation. So the only rule is you cannot talk about real estate. We're not here to talk about real estate. We're talking about each other and getting to know each other and being on a different level. We're not intimidating each other by telling everybody, you know, how great we are. Gives you the opportunity to ask, you know, get to know other agents that you, maybe somebody's newer and they want to talk to a seasoned agent. So it's less intimidating, very comfortable. And we did it a year ago and we haven't done it for a while. So we're bringing it back. The care committee is, and I believe our first one is February 26th, which is a Wednesday.
Right after the lunch.
It'll be after the lunch. It'll be after.
Same day as wrestling,
So we just do it all together.
and our topic's gonna have to do with sewer.
Oh,
Sewer lunch combo.
yes.
Perfect.
That's
a good idea.
Oh my gosh. We might not have, well, it's the weather. We'll blame it on the weather.
So we eat before the sewer
We
conversation?
don't normally put those two things together, but you know. And then it'll be all right. It'll be all right. All right. So appreciate our ALC. We do have family reunion coming up next week. Many of us leave Monday through pretty much a whole week. We get back Thursday or even Friday. But there, if those of you are not going, you can still, we have a watch party. We're going to be live streaming it here. I just got the times today. And so when I'm plugging in the times, I'm like, whoa, those are pretty late. Why is that? I'm like, oh yeah, because this is happening in Las Vegas and they are 2 hours behind us. And so we will be live streaming what we can here in the Market Center. So you can come and hear Gary Keller's vision speech next Tuesday. I'll put this in the Facebook group too. But so the vision speech, if you've never heard of this Rory Vaden, he's really good. He's really good on branding. And then Phil M. Jones on what to say. That will probably be gone by then. So on Tuesday, but at least get 2 sessions in Tuesday. We got Wednesday, Gary Keller with his 10 Bold Truths. We are having some mega agent panels. So you'll get to hear from different agents there. And then 20 lead generation hacks. Anyway, again, all of this will be in the Facebook group. And then the CEO Summit highlights. I have not been to the CEO Summit. Last year was the first year they did it. And I've heard really, really good things about it. So we're going to catch the highlights on next Thursday. And then anybody know who that lady is? Mo Anderson. Mo Anderson. A total Keller Williams icon. And I don't know, how is she, like 83, 85, something like that. She's getting up there, but she is still a Spitfire. She has her inspirational morning. We'll be putting that here in the Market Center next Friday. Yes.
Roy Vaden's actually the author of the book reading in this month's book club.
Rory Vaden. Yep, I noticed that. I saw that. I don't know if you did that on purpose or not, but yep, he's pretty good. I enjoyed him. He was actually at Family Reunion or Mega Camp something last year. Very good. So we are bringing the family reunion experience here to the Market Center. I'll post these times. You can buy the digital experience yourself. If you want to watch all of them at home, it's $129. You can buy your own package, or we've got one here and you can just come and watch for free. So that's what's up there. All right. I didn't do that. That's funny though.
Is that Caesar?
He's got curly hair. I don't know. The Agent's Choice Awards, these are due by this week. We need these in by Thursday. We are in the process of ordering awards. Now, these awards, just so y'all know, they are completely anonymous. They come to me and I cannot see who voted for who. So I guess you could totally put yourself in all the spots and I wouldn't even know, and that's okay. But anyway, we'd like you to vote. See Facebook for the link, and we need some more votes. We've got about 20 agents that have voted. We need a few more than that.
Give me an example of what some of the questions might look like on there.
So some of them that I remember, and if you guys have already voted, help me remember. But there's some like, they're just funny, like the social media maverick, the person who's always posting on social media, the best smile, the best dressed, coffee addict, the coffee addict,
Early riser, first in office.
night owl, just fun awards. So we do production awards and that's great, but we want to make sure that we add this extra element. It's just for fun. And so help me out with that. We need a few more votes in there. All right, we are hiring for that front desk, the director of first impressions. We've received a couple of resumes, would like a few more to look through. So if you do know somebody looking for some full-time work, we are looking. So send them to Caesar. We need resumes, and then we'll follow up after that. Let's see. Next, the last Thursday of the month, February 28th, except that's still the wrong date. It's the 27th because I didn't fix the slide, is career night. And I actually have some flyers that I will be hanging up and putting around. If you would like one of these. Now, let me tell you why this is good. So this is, I know you all run into people in your family or your clients or your friends or your neighbors. They'll say, hey, I'm interested in real estate. Well, you don't have to know all the things. You don't have to know how they get a license, how much does it cost, how long does it take. That's my job. Then, so if you invite them to come to career night, I can explain all of that. So I'll tell you, one thing I've had a lot of success at was when I'm out and about. You guys have all had those clients that are all over every single detail of the transaction. They're asking all the questions. You've probably had a few. And so those people that are all about the details of the transaction might be a great candidate to get into real estate. And so I've recruited a couple clients and turned them into agents that way, just by going, hey, you really seem to be interested in this. Have you ever thought about selling real estate? And then getting them in here. Now, so I'm also probably, if my goal is to also go around to like area schools, because teachers make great agents. Teachers don't usually work in the summertime and they like something else. And then teachers also have, now don't just think teachers, but this is my former area here too. So my sweet spot. But teachers have Missouri has a great retirement program for teachers, but you can retire at 25 years in, and then they still have a lot of life left over and they want to do something else. And so they're getting their retirement, yet they don't want to hang it up yet or can't. And so real estate, it could be a great second career. Todd, did you have something on that? Okay. I thought you're shaking your head and I thought I saw this. So anyway, career night coming up the 27th, invite your people, and this is a great way to grow your profit share. So bring them into the company, and but again, you just connect us and I'll do the heavy lifting there after that. Absolutely. It is open for, I'll pivot the meeting however I need to go. So if we do have, so it is open to other agents, and yes, it is. Or people that want to just even learn about all things real estate. It can just be a question and answer session. Sometimes people just have questions that they need answers for before they decide if it's a great next move. All right, which that kind of pivots into what I had, which would be, love that profit share piece. I didn't know if you were going to mention that or not. Okay. So we did have the class with Dave Johns here 2 weeks ago on profit share and growing your profit share. A profit share is a wonderful thing. Don't dismiss it. I know if I look through who's actually tapping in and getting some of their, the profit share from our company, there's room for opportunity there, guys. There's several people that don't have anybody in your profit share tree. So that's okay. That may be your choice. That may not be something you want to focus on, but it is a way to just, as you invite people to join the Keller Williams family, they go in your downline, you can earn profit share off of their closings. Shelby, tell us what happened with you after you heard the Dave Johns class. What'd you do?
She is on so helpful, and she didn't want to move because she doesn't pay anything. I'm like, well, you're not making anything, so. There's your good. So anyway, Aranza met with Brandy, and she's gonna join us. So I'll introduce her. She's coaching smart.
Yeah. So Shelby came to the profit share class. You've been an agent for us like a year and a half or so. And you learned more about profit share, and she made it one of her goals to bring in so many agents this year and help bring in that many agents into her downline and grow her profit share as another stream of income. And so because she did that, she set a goal. I want to attract so many agents to the company. She did that her first month, and Aranza is joining us probably later this month. And so you'll see an invitation or an announcement about her, and that's because of Shelby. And so Shelby connected us. She's moving over, and she'll be in Shelby's downline. So don't forget that. Yes. That's exactly my next point, which is our office here, guys. We lead in Cass County, like by far, in our coaching, our training, our support, our technology. Like we are leading the way in our opportunities that we offer agents. Our classes here, we have classes going on. Last year, we ended up with 253 learning opportunities last year. This year, we're on track, to keep the same pace. And here's the deal. If a lot of these agents, like Aranza, she is a dual career agent. She won't be able to come into the classroom very often. However, all of our classes, all of our meetings are being recorded and put into a YouTube page, so she can watch them later. What else? We got profit share. We have classes that help you build your wealth. Like this company is really amazing what we do for our agents and for other potential agents. So don't forget that. I like to tell our story. I like to remind, because sometimes we get in our groove, we get in our rut, and we forget all the things that are available to you. Never feel stuck. Never feel alone, because we've got people. We've got people. Maybe you just need to schedule a meeting with me. I know Ryan's calendar is on the flow page. I know my calendar is on the flow page. You just maybe schedule an appointment. Come, let's have a chit chat. Let's get you back on track. So that is what we do here. That's who we are. And who do you know? When you're out co-oping with other agents, you may run into people that you'll find out they don't have support. They can't reach their broker. They can't call their broker. They can't, go into the office. Maybe you need to connect them with us. And maybe we are the thing that they need to take their business to the next level. And then again, profit share, that's just a bonus. They go in your downline. Anybody you connect us with, they're not going in my downline, they're going in yours. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. All right, Lonnie, I think it's you.
Cool.
There you go.
All right. Here's let's start with the numbers, a couple numbers things real quick, if we could. First of all, on the mastermind call Thursday, we had just a general chat, and I want to be sure we're all in alignment in this. We are still in a seller's market. Would you guys agree with that? We are still in a seller's market. If you look at, we're still low inventory. Days on market are still relatively low. They're not as low as they were at the peak of things when things were just wackadoodle. We may never go back to that. So put that over here, okay? But historically, we're still in a seller's market. Probably not an extreme seller's market like we were, but a seller's market. Understand that, okay? With that normalcy or the normalization that's happened in the last, we'll say 12 to 18 months, is people to get these amazing prices. And by the way, prices continue to go higher, right? Whether it's 4% a year, 5%, 6%, whatever that magic number was last year, will be this year, time will tell, but they're still appreciating, okay? So sellers are now they're still in a seller's market and the prices are still going up. Awesome. The difference is what we have to do now to get those prices. It's typically taking longer, totally cool, especially if you understand how to explain that to people. If you don't, you're in for a rough road, okay? You're gonna be the most stressed out listing agent ever. I have more listings right now in February than I've ever had in my career, more higher price listings than I've ever had, but I'm not, and they're all taking longer to sell than typically. I'm not stressed at all because every person is in alignment with what this is going to look like. Now, occasionally you can get the stress text, that still happens, but we've set the tone on what that's going to look like for them. So don't hesitate to make fun of the old market. Just go, hey, you guys remember just a year or two ago when all of a sudden houses were going on the market, 12 people were trying to buy it, waiving inspections every single time. You guys remember that? Oh yeah, we heard about that guy at church told me about. Is that what's going to happen here? No, most likely not. Okay, but make fun of it a little bit. Go, hey, that was an interesting market. It had its good and bad points, but we are much more normal now. But still, the good news is still very much favors the seller and is still an appreciating market. You guys get that? Give me some. Anybody have anything to add to that? Pretty basic. Come on, one thing, two things, anybody? Bueller? You can reduce the chances, can't you? Yeah. Great news. We're in a seller's market. It's just not that market, and I'll probably never see that market again. In 24 years, we saw that market, the COVID market, we'll call it, for a very short period of time. Let's assume it'll never go back to that again. Now, will there be houses that'll pop up in the spring in Raymore, Missouri for $320,000 that there's multiple offers first weekend? Yeah, that will still happen on occasion. But those situations will become more and more rare. We did over $1 million deal that was multiple offers back in the fall. I told you about that. And our client got the house. Okay, that was kind of surprising to some extent, but there was a lot of factors that made that the market for that particular house in that particular location. Ryan, did you have somebody?
But imagine trying to manage 20 listings that are all coming on the market and going off the market, trying to replace that inventory that fast. It's crazy. That velocity is not sustainable.
Yeah.
And you could probably only have about maybe 3 or 4 at a time and then another 3 or 4 at a time. So it's a great thing to actually have 20 on the market because you're spending a lot of money on your marketing dollars. And so those are going to go further. You can get sign calls, more business will come to you for that reason. You market those properly. So it's a good thing to have this, 35, 45, 60 days on market. Awesome.
As long as you're prepared for that. And by the way, there was a time that 45, 60, 90 days on market was amazingly good. Okay, it's all relative to what we've done recently. There was a time that was just jamming good. So again, what we remember is this weird little thing that we went through, and we just have to know that is not normal. We likely won't see that again. So prepare people for that, and the journey will be far more enjoyable. When I went into Creekmore, had a meeting earlier, last part of last week, and my email to them, when I leave the house, I go, hey, I've got some ideas on price. Of course, I asked them, I go, you mind me asking kind of what you were thinking? And they got really quiet. And I go, did you happen to look at Zillow? I knew what the Zillow number was. I knew they knew. They go, yeah, it says 525. And, we think we have a few things that maybe Zillow's not giving us credit for. What's that tell me? They think their house is worth more than 525, right? So as I go do the comp study, I now at least know what they're hoping to see. Now we'll see if I can support that. So I give myself 24 to 48 hours. Typically, I go, I'll get back to you. I'm going to put a link together. It's going to be pictures of comparable sales, as well as active and pending listings. Why would I give them active listings?
See what the competition is.
Yeah, that's the on the shelf stuff. So if they were coming on the market that week, technically what already sold kind of doesn't matter. Nobody's buying those again, right? It's what's on the shelf. So I want to show them that if we enter the market, here's the field that you're competing against. And I'll show them new construction too, even though it's more expensive. I want them to know what people can pay up to get new homes, especially in areas where there's new homes. That's a good tactic for you guys. Pending is the best because those are the ones that just went to contract. You talk about fresh data, real time, pending data. So backups, show for backups and pending. You guys know what that is? That's good stuff. And then the sold data. And I'll go back as far as I need to on the sold to get the sample size that I want to be able to share with them. And then I do a summary and I go, hey, based on this data, I think worst case scenario, we're in the upper 4s, 490, 495. Best case scenario, 525 to 535. I probably set it at about 535 as a starter. And let's be patient and let the market tell us we can't get it. Okay, did I just teamify that by saying we can't, let's let the market, somebody else, tell us we can't get this amazing number for your house, right? But I've given them that range. And by the way, because I'm a dinosaur, when I send that email, I actually print the email and put it in my file so I don't have to think of what I already told the people. It's right there for me to refer back to, right? So when they are sort of maybe nervous after 30 days, I can go back to that and go, guys, we set this at the top of the range with a patient approach. What's changed, and ask them those kind of questions. This will make your life easier, especially on the seller side. We're a very seller heavy office. In other words, most offices are buyer heavy. You guys, we're listing heavy, which is good. The listing agents, by the way, control the real estate market. That's how this business works. So that's a good side to be in. It's the leverage side of the business. But share those things with them. Then as you talk about price reduction and all that, that seems like a normal conversation. The other thing I typically try to include in there is, especially if they had 10 or 12 good data points of sold pieces of thing, I'll look at that and I'll look at the days on market of all of them. And I'll look at the high and the low. And I actually, for me, Dinosaur, I write all 12 down. I divide it by 12 to what was the average. And if that average is 48 days, I'll let them know, hey, guys, just so you know, these 12 sales that are in here, the average days on market was 48 days. Because a lot of that occurred spring, summer of last year, and it's February, I would actually take the average days for a house like yours to a higher number than that, just because of seasonality and time of year. So if I said the average for your house is closer to 60 to 65, that just feels right. If it's sooner than that, awesome, congratulations to you. If it's longer than that, it's not your house, it's likely the market, okay? Those are the kind of things that make your life easier. Figure out how to have those conversations with people. Was it Shelby that was just talking about 3 listings? Be sure you have those talks with people and your life will get a lot easier. When you get into more unique properties, and Earth Contacts are almost kind of their own breed, right? People either love them or hate them, right? And there's a lot of properties that kind of fall in that category. But patio homes, sometimes people are like, no basement, I'm not living there, right? Tornado's gonna suck me up and I'm gonna die. Fair. But the reality is now with Earth Contacts, they may even have a higher average days on market because of the uniqueness of the product. You've taken the pool of buyers and let's say half the people aren't gonna buy Earth Contacts, you just cut it in half, okay? Let's say it's a 2-bedroom Earth Contact, you might have just cut it in half again, if not more. So your pool gets smaller and smaller. You have to be able to not just throw them numbers, but explain to them why that is. Does that make sense? I have a beautiful home in Old Leawood right now. Good friends of ours, clients of ours, all that kind of stuff. 1.1 million, right? Nice house. 6,000 square feet. Now, usually you stick your chest out and say 6,000 square feet, right? It's working against the house because the house is so darn big, okay? Most people are going in there going, this is amazing, but this is just too much house for us. Okay, so you never know what's going to be the limiting factor for a particular house. We're in a great area, they have a great house, all that kind of stuff. We will find the buyer. We're 35, 40 days on market. Again, I prepare them for a much longer haul. So we're still early on. I have to remind them of that because they get excited every now and then, right? So think about what your speech looks like about the overall market. And then most importantly, the overall market and how this asset is positioned, likely positioned in the market, okay? And I love the comment that's when you give them a range and you say, hey, I think because you guys have told me you can be patient, you're not moving to Denver in 30 days, or use those as kind of little sayings, it's worked for me, and say, let's set it at the top of the range and let's let the market tell us we can't get it. They love to hear that because you just teamified it. And then by doing that, you may talk about if we have to tier the price down a time or two to find our buyer. The good thing is when we hit the finish line with this, we'll know we extracted the maximum amount of money the market would allow by taking a tiered strategy. You guys get that? Okay. Those kind of things, when you get those little things that just come out naturally in conversation, you won't need half the other crap you brought with you. Trust me. It's the ability to convey that to people in person and over the phone. So that's how you become a good listing agent. That's not only a good listing agent, but you enjoy the ride instead of feel like it is just killing you the whole time. You guys come by my little office in the corner and you let me know when stress is high because I can see it on your face. And you tell me about this house, it's not getting enough traffic and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, first thing I ask is, well, what were you guys expecting? And then I find out, oh, it's 11 days on the market. It's had 10 showings. That's actually really good traffic and it's been snowing, right? So you're fine. It's too early to make any rash decisions. Anyway, enough on that. Anybody have anything to add? I don't want to miss anybody. All right, let's talk about numbers real quick. And Todd, you can kind of throw in on this. We haven't talked about this in a while, but I think it's time again because Todd didn't take rates. Todd, what's a 30-year FHA right now? Okay, it sucks, by the way. So Well, a year ago, we were sitting here and Paul and I even had a chat about it because I'm like, chances are rates went up so fast, we'll retrace that back. And that was the professional opinion on the street. Hasn't quite worked out that way. Inflation's a little more stubborn than we expected. Well, let's just say Tim sold a house in Raymore for $300,000 in 2024. Good for Tim. Nice job. Okay, that person put 10 grand down. We'll just say use 10 grand for easy math. They got a 6.5% mortgage. Got the rates in mid sixes. Okay, they have an $1,832 payment. Forget taxes and insurance, P&I, principal and interest. You guys get that? If there's anybody in here that can't calculate a payment at 6.5 on 290, then you need to get one of those 40-year-old calculators that I use, and it will help you with that. And by the way, if you have a smartphone, it's on there too. You just put the app on there. So really, really easy. Can everybody calculate a mortgage payment? No? Call Todd. He can do it. All right. So there you go. More business for Todd. Okay. So the young couple bought the house. Tim talked them into it. They're excited. They're in their house. They're living there, making memories and all that kind of stuff. Or that couple said, you know what, let's extend the lease for 2 more years. These rates just are bugging me at 6.5 because my dad's telling me that just a couple years ago it's 2.5 or 3, all that kind of stuff. So they go ahead and renew their lease. That happened to a lot of you guys last year. It will happen to you guys a little bit still this year. It will, because these rates have not moved down like we were hoping. Now, there are more and more people. The longer we're at this 6 number, it becomes the new normal. Okay. Therefore, we will see less of those objections than we have in the past, but trust me, they will still be there. Here's you guys have to figure out how to do this yourself, but figure out some example. Do it on a piece of paper at home with a cup of coffee or a cold beer or both. And sit there and go, could I explain this to a young couple? Could I explain this to a young couple's parents on the cost of waiting for some people? So Tim went ahead and sold these people the house. The buyers that Lonnie and Annette were working with, they talked us into staying in the rental for 2 more years. Here's likely what that's going to look like. Raymore, Missouri, a 300, or we'll call that entry level for Raymore, likely a 5% appreciation, could be 4, could be 6. Let's use 5 if you guys are okay with that. I'm going to project 300K is $330,000. Okay. Cost of waiting, that cost them $30,000. You guys got that? It's a big number in that price range. Okay. Now they have a mortgage. They're going to put that same $10,000 down. They got a $320,000 mortgage. But hey, they were right, Nanette. They waited 2 years, and guess what? Todd finally brought the rates down, and they did get a 5% mortgage, maybe. Okay. And because of that, they have a $1,717 payment instead of $1,832. They saved themselves $115. You guys get that? Awesome. Okay. But can you guarantee me they're going to get 5% in 2 years? Absolutely not. We've proved that this year. Todd screwed us, right? Okay. What if they came down, but only a little? Okay. Yes. Look what the payment does if it only comes down a little bit. $1,918. They cost themselves $80 a month. You guys get that? Okay. We have no crystal ball here that's guaranteed. We've proven that in the last 12 to 18 months for sure. But even if they guess right, they didn't save that much. And if things don't move down, by the way, there's no guarantee they move down at all. What if they moved up? That's always a possibility. I think unlikely, but we've been proven wrong over and over in this industry over time. So the cost to wait for this person is not only $30,000, but the 2 years that this guy's living in his house, he's also reducing the principal because he's making his payments. And some of that, not very much, because that's a 30-year mortgage, right? Some of that's going towards principal. This difference for this person and this person is $37,000. The cost of the asset appreciation against them and what you reduce principal. And that's being really basic.
That is really basic. I'm also thinking of the 2 years of rent they paid. That's just thrown away.
Goes towards nothing. Yeah, here at least it reduced some principal.
Right.
These people own a house. These people have a landlord that can call them and tell them to beat it at any time.
Yep.
Right? There's a difference from home ownership and rental, and that's why people aspire to own homes in the United States. Give me some ahas on this. Is there anything that people look at differently? And by the way, you won't hurt my feelings if you look at this a little bit differently.
But the market's gonna crash.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
Still gonna pay rent.
Yeah. You gotta live somewhere, right? And then, by the way, if you buy the house, the market crashes, unless you're selling it, doesn't really matter if it crashes or not. Because if it went down to 250, good luck with that, by the way. If it went down to 250, if you're not selling, it doesn't really matter. A lot of you guys owned homes during the downturn from 2008 to 2012. I know mine went down massively, and I wasn't selling my house, so it didn't matter. It's like your 401k. If you're not retiring anytime soon, and it goes from 100,000 to 80, don't freak out because you're not retiring anytime soon.
Right.
It almost doesn't matter. Todd?
I get that question a lot. housing market's gonna fall. What happened in '06, keep in mind, the big difference today versus back then is that back then, the financing programs that were available were dangerous. There was a few that were just not very healthy. And those programs really, were probably the reason, if you see the movie get short, you look at that, and that's truly what those loans were designed to do. They were only designed to win in an appreciating housing market. And as soon as the housing market pulled back, they started to fail, and then they failed at large numbers and stuff. So those loans don't exist anymore. The market took those out, the prepayment penalties, all those things. Now, once in a while, I get some feedback, someone says, oh, those are coming back. They're not gonna come back the way they were there in the early 2000s and late 90s.
In July.
Yeah, right, all the, liar loans, all the things, we had names for them, but, so what I'm getting at is the quality of buyer and the quality of the loan don't look better, then I just don't think you're gonna have that, cataclysmic, disastrous, failure on the finance side.
Yeah, that we've all but put that. I mean, nobody knows for sure. None of us are promised tomorrow, right? But the reality is that the stars would have to align in such a way for that to occur again. We maybe learn something from that, and it'll be hard to go back. You guys that work with first-time home buyers, especially younger agents, you're going to work with a lot of people in your age category. You have to master this conversation, because not only are you going to have to sit there with young people that just got together, just got married, just got engaged, just had a kid, all the above. You've got to be able to explain to them the cost of waiting, okay? And then be sharp enough to be able to explain it to their parents. Because chances are mom and dad are going to ask what the hell you're talking about, okay? Sometimes mom and dad are sitting there at the table with you, okay? Has that ever happened to anybody? Yeah, we just closed a deal with a lady's mom, and she's a CPA, sharp gal, put 20% down. Our mom was there for the whole ride, the whole time. Yeah. Silas, did you have something, buddy? Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is in your age category, especially. You guys just have to be ready for this. But this is why people aspire to own homes, is so this appreciation has an opportunity to work for them instead of against them. Okay. And God forbid this rate is 7 or 7.5. Now they're paying $2,100, $2,200 a month, and they waited 2 years and all those sorts of things. So get your game on for this conversation in some fashion. You don't have to be the expert. What always has worked for me, you guys, is I always have a piece of paper that I can turn around and have access to, that I can always just kind of look at and figure out if I want to pull it out or not, okay? By the way, if you're doing buyer consultations and you're hoping this buyer will sign a buyer's agency with you, if you can explain this, you think they may look at you as a little sharper than the next person they're getting ready to meet with, or the one they already met with, I guarantee you they will, because I'll go ahead and tell you right now, 90% of agents would never at a buyer consultation even talk about this. I think it's a great thing to talk about, especially if you're trying to do this and you're going, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I know your lease is up this spring. It sounds like it may be time to buy a house. I want you to understand our real estate market and why so many people are doing exactly what you're doing. In other words, you're going to be buying in the 300s. It's a high demand category, and it's going to be very, very competitive. Here's why it's competitive. Because the cost of people waiting to buy a house is so expensive, a lot of people are jumping in and getting in, okay? And go through this really basic analysis. Put your own numbers in there. If you want to use 4% appreciation, 3, whatever, keep it real. Don't do anything crazy there, but use round numbers. Keep it really simple, guys, so you can't screw it up. Explain to them that they do pay some principal on the mortgage. They're going to now look at you totally different than most people they're going to talk to. Who else? Anything to add to that? Brian.
To your point, talking about a lot of these parents bought their homes, back in 5, 6, 7, 8. They saw this crash. They're comparing this market to that market. And so being able to explain that to them and say, look, the inventory, what was the inventory like in 2008? It was ridiculously high. It took forever to sell a home, and a lot of homes wouldn't sell, right? That's completely different now. We've been in a seller's market now for like the better part of 6 years.
Yeah.
Right? So that's a huge difference. Look at our days on market. They're still relatively short, even though interest rates have doubled and a half since the great rates of 3%. So we get all that. So because of that, and Todd's been scrutinizing the loans a lot more now too. So right. So all those factors combined safeguards us from having this massive freaking fallout in our industry. And we just don't see that happening. We're not sure. Like something could happen, I suppose. We just don't see.
Sure.
That's not going to repeat itself.
Yeah.
So being able to explain that at a high level, that's huge.
Yeah. You guys, we want to be the professionals, or do we want to do real estate? You get a pick. So if you can master some of these conversations and feel really confident in your ability to deliver this, and the first time you deliver it, it might not be great. That's okay. But the second time it'll be better, and it's how things evolve. The other conversation we just had about explaining people the nature of the seller's market and the pros and cons and pricing and all that, getting your jam on how to have conversations with people, it'll be the difference of being a professional and doing real estate.
My thought is, people look at the interest rate as the one and only metric that they're looking at. And sometimes they're like, well, the interest rate's staying flat, or it's not moving too much, so I'm not moving. Okay, there's much more to that picture than just the interest rate. There's a whole picture, and it's about affordability. So, so helping them understand that, okay, well, maybe the interest rate is here, but what if we could afford the house you're looking for? Would that get you in the market sooner than later? And so understanding all, like Ryan's saying, all those different elements, it's kind of like a contract. It's not just about price, it's about the terms. Same thing here. It's not just about the rate, it's about the whole picture. And so helping our people understand that, don't get hung up on the rate. That can change. You can always refinance if the rates come down. So anyway, I like what you're saying. It makes us better agents.
And this is a real basic math equation, guys. I mean, if you couldn't put that on a piece of paper and just talk to people about it, then start scripting and practicing. Come in here with another agent and work on it together, or something like that. I didn't even go into 10 other things that could be factored in here. When Tim sold in the house in 2024, it was a seller's market, but you know what? They were still able to do inspections, which is fantastic. What if they're buying in this market, and because rates did come down, it's frothy as all get out? They won't get a 330 house without waiving inspections. They may be up against 6 or 8 buyers again. We could get back to that nonsense again, right? We just don't know. What we know is you got them a house at a fair price. They were able to kick the tires and be sure that it was worthy. You guys get that? So there's a lot of, I try not to bring too many variables into these conversations because I want to keep it as simple as possible. With you guys, since you all have a license, I think you deserve to think about a few other layers of this. Did everybody get this piece of paper that's in front of me? Did everybody get one of these? We're gonna probably
let me go make a few more copies.
make a few. I think it's sitting back on the table.
There
now
we
that I
go.
See it.
There you go, David.
Would have been done properly.
All right.
Yeah, it stopped at the food, apparently.
Everybody else got one? There's plenty of copies. Okay.
So this last thing we're going to close on, and I'm going to need about 5 or 10 minutes, and this is something we can kind of all chat through a little bit. These were Gary Keller's ahas from 2024. Gary Keller, when he speaks at Family Reunion, by the way, that first day, which is called his vision speech, that is the speech for our entire industry. It's Keller Williams, obviously the largest brand in the world, but Coldwell Banker, it doesn't matter. All their leaders are recording what he's saying, and then they're putting their spin on it. It's what happens. He's still the guru that people respect at a high level. But these are some of his ahas. And a lot of this, when I read this, and we talked about this as an OP leadership team, and it just so much of it correlated what we've been talking about in the Market Center. But his first thing is life is shorter than we think. Don't waste a moment. Guys, the runway, every month, the runway gets shorter for all of us. You guys agree with that? For your business, for your life, all these scary things. Sorry about that. It's just how it works. But look, so we need to have some kind of sense of urgency on whatever we're going to try to accomplish. How many people have said, I'll start my diet next month? Okay. I'm the king of that, by the way. I can always come up with a reason to push it off a month. But so what's that? Or 2. Yeah. Because then it's March Madness. There's always something. Number 2, I thought was really timely for us. People matter more than we can even imagine. So prioritize, with your family and the people you love. From a business aspect, we're talking about our database and the people in our world and how they really will impact our outcome. People matter more than we can imagine. So we've got to cultivate them and love all over them. You guys, you see me back in my office now, and I had a meeting with Brandy and Caesar there, and there in front of me is my database. And I see my little scribbles because I keep sending text, emails, and phone calls. That's my business in 2025. You guys choose to do that? I highly recommend it, by the way. But that's what we're doing. That's what my time is spent on now. I'll put the occasional sign a yard, and I will have a seller consultation. The rest of it is database lead generation. So because the people in my life that I've done business with will determine our outcome going forward. Okay. Number 3, I thought was really cool. Getting in and out of the right relationships is a process that takes time. Again, back to the database and the people in our world. If we want to build the relationship to the highest level that can generate business and referrals for us, it takes time to do it. When are we going to get started on that? Okay. That just rang true to me because that's what we've been talking about for the last 3 or 4 months. We've got to cultivate the people in our world and begin the process of advancing the relationship to a higher and higher level if we want the relationship to perform. Devon and Audrey have been in Pleasant Hill now for a long time. They have a following, for lack of a better term, out there. It's their choice whether they choose to cultivate it going forward. I know that you guys already do, but they not only have to cultivate it, they kind of have to protect it. Okay. There's a sample size of people that have done business with them and think the world of them. If they ignore them and orphan them, how will that list of people perform for them going forward? Very low. The yield on that will not be what it should be. If they continue to do what they do, which is lead generate into their database, serve those people, provide them value inside and outside of real estate, that group of people will perform at a very high level. Okay. You get to pick what you want to do with the people in your world. Does that make sense? Sandy, you've been at this a while. You've sold now a lot of houses, hundreds of homes, right? So there's hundreds of former clients out there. You get to choose if you want to light the fire in those relationships again or leave it right where it is. Okay. It's a choice. Okay. You guys that have been in the business, Darren, you've been in it longer than I have. Okay. You've got that same group of people. If you choose not to engage them, they will be engaged by somebody. Okay. That's how this thing works. So I just thought number 3 was spot on for what we were talking about. Culture's hard to build, but easy to destroy. We talk about growing our market center. There's a reason we don't have 250 agents here. Okay. We could, by the way, because most agents don't need space in office. And if we had needed more space, we'd kick Todd out. Okay. That's what we do. But the reality is a lot of people aren't in alignment for the office that I want to have and that Brandy and Caesar want to lead. We want in our ownership group, we want to have a certain culture that's a little tighter knit group. Okay. And that's worked out really well for us. You guys are one of the most profitable Keller Williams offices for your size in the entire Midwest. So pat yourself on the back for that. But it's because we won't let the culture be jeopardized. Okay. And then when a former team leader comes to me and they're mad because I wouldn't have Sally with Century 21, Jenny with Century 21, come to our market center, but she sells a lot of houses and she's impactful. And I go, yeah, because 5 of my people hate her and I'm not going to risk that relationship for her. You guys got that? You guys know the agents I'm talking about, right? There's a reason they're not here. And sometimes they always ask me, how come you guys never call on me? It's like, oh no, we know you're busy. Really listening requires commitment to understanding. I'm glad my wife's not here. Number 6, let's move past that one. Peace of mind is a true treasure. That's kind of interesting. Being true to yourself is the only true path. You guys got to figure out, you can lie to yourself. It's so amazing. I love that. Better than anybody, because you're convincing yourself you're doing all this work and putting all this time towards your real estate business. And some of you guys are finding amazing success with doing very little. Congratulations. You need to be standing up here instead of me. But I always found I had to put a lot of time and energy to get the results I wanted. It's just how it works. And by the way, if you've had a nice little spike in your business, a good quarter, a good month, a good year, you will have to go and defend that all over again. Many of us, is Jake here today? Many of us have had these years where we were really making some progress. And then we had the spike year. And then we kind of retraced a little bit the following year, even though the market might have been just as good. We either got lucky in the spike year or we didn't do the things that we did to make that spike year happen. You guys get that? It's usually a combination of the two. It's called normalizing. And I never freak out when that happens, when somebody just goes through the roof and then pulls back to still a very acceptable level. They just have to understand you're not going to win the Super Bowl every year. Ooh, that's too soon? Yeah, too soon. Okay. You're just not going to win the Super Bowl. Never betray others, for trust is the basis of all relationships. Yeah, hey, how about be honest with people? Let's start with that. Here you go. Number 9, money is a tool to help you lead your mission and your best possible life. You guys, you are in a business that's a for-profit business, okay? In other words, you deserve to earn a fee for the things that you're doing on people's behalf. If you don't explain to them the things that you're doing on their behalf, they will perceive you as overpaid. Okay, sorry about that. They will, because they're just going to look at it and they're going to see that $300,000 closing and they're going to see Tim got a $9,000 GCI check. They're like, he only showed me 4 houses. Dude made $9,000. What about all the time and energy? What about the things you do behind the scene to find those houses that you looked at? What about the inspections? What about the appraisals? What about the conversations with the agent? Do I need to go on? Okay. They need to understand what all is involved in these transactions on the listing side and the buy side. That's where you have to explain to them your value. Never be embarrassed if you list a house and it sells to the first person that looks at it. To me, you hit a home run for them. Okay, especially if you got them a great price, great terms. Anybody have anything to add to that? Okay, think about that. Business is easy, people are hard. Okay, I love everything about real estate except the people. It's just me, not the agents, of course, just the sellers. All right, if I didn't have to deal with the sellers, it would be money. Yeah, I used to do new construction only. And the only reason I did new construction only is I really only had 2 clients. two builders that did a lot of houses. I had two knuckleheads, but I only had two of them to deal with. So I knew how to handle those guys pretty well. And it worked out great till one of them fired me. 50% of my business was gone overnight. Okay. That's how that works. So there's pros and cons with that kind of stuff. Learn to deal with all the different personalities. When you meet the people, assess what you expect from them. We have a lady, we're launching her listing next week. She will be one of those people that no matter what I tell her, she's going to be really stressed out. And when I meet with her next time, I'm bringing a paper bag. And she's going to look at me like, what do you have the paper bag for? And I go, there are many times in this transaction, I'm going to ask you to do one of these, right? And then put it on your husband, that kind of thing. So have fun with it, but you know who those people are. And sometimes they don't rear their head as that high maintenance person. That all gets uncovered during the process. But more often than not, I see it coming. I kind of know who the people are, right? Yeah, it's just how it works. Business is easy, people are hard. Love that. And then lastly, I'll just go to number 12. I cut off 13, which Gary says love is the something.
The answer to
There we
any
go.
question.
Yeah, that was wonderful. That's a little soft for me. 12. We each have our own story to live. And this is, we'll just finish with that. Business, personal. You guys, there's that saying that says, when the story of your life is written, be sure you were the one holding the flipping pen, that's just one that sticks with me. And I absolutely love that. You are holding the pen, you just have to choose how fast you're going to write and what it's going to say. We're going to help you with that as much as we possibly can. We have some amazing success stories here. Brandy and Caesar and I were talking about, we have awards coming up and all that kind of great stuff, but I'm not sure we tell the public our success story all the time because we're not an organization built on bragging and all that. We're not going to tell everybody that we're one of the most profitable Keller Williams in the entire Midwest for our size. That's probably not something we're going to lob out there to the general public, but there's a reason those things are happening. It's not happening in a vacuum. It was years of engineering, getting the right people in place, and getting a core group of realtors like the people sitting in here and a core group of vendors that are kind of in alignment. And then taking that small, tight group and just making it a little bit bigger every year. And that's kind of our secret sauce here. So if you guys need time, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I know I'm here a lot, so you guys just will peek in. But I know David and I have a meeting on Thursday. Don't hesitate to stop in and grab a little bit of time. If we need to have a cup of coffee or a cold beer, I'm buying. So let's help you grow. Sandy?
In that 5 years.
But it was cheap. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. My regional leader, he has the biggest office now in the Midwest in St. Louis. I think they have 800 and something agents. He was excited because 15% of his agents made six figures and above, 15%. I mean, he was sticking his chest out. I'm like, that sounds low. So of course I'm hustling back there looking at ours. And I think we were at 26% or 25%, something like that. But anyway, I can't go out there and do that same thing. But I just thought that was interesting. So yeah, you got to find your tribe. And by the way, we're not for everybody, and that's totally cool. I have great friends at Reese Nichols and all these other wackadoodle companies. Good for them. And some of them just get they find their little tribe and they're exactly where they need to be. And that's perfect. And what's that? Yeah, I like that. And it works. It works. There are some people that they're fine being in an office with 600 or 700 people where only 40 of them know each other anyway. That works out fine for them. There are some people that don't need to collaborate with others. I can take a collaboration for this office is our secret sauce. It is absolutely what works. Here's the last number I'll close on with you guys. You'll see this on Facebook today. I have no life, so a calculate number is important to me. Caesar is amazing with numbers. And here's what we ascertained. How many, 240 or 250 opportunities for training last year? Something nuts.
253.
253. Okay. Who was at all of them? Where's Laura Crotty? There you go. She was probably at more than anybody, so she would have got the award, but she's not here. So there you
She's
go.
taking a listing today.
Yeah. Oh, good.
She is.
Even better. That's always that's the one excuse that does hold water, by the way, that being sick. So of the 240, 250 training opportunities, what we found out is people that attend 2 a month. We put the people that attended 2 a month in a category. And then the people that didn't, okay? And we took the entire amount of volume of real estate in those two categories and we compared what that looked like. And it's absolutely staggering. Now, it could have been even better. By the way, guess what the number is? Anybody want to know? It's over 100% more money, the group that attended 2 trainings. By the way, attending a training can be sitting here like we're doing. It can be on our Thursday video, okay? It can be sitting at home watching this. We count that too, okay? So attendance can be different and nobody can go to everything because I'm not at everything. So, but the number is 285%, okay? We'll just call it triple, okay? That's what it is. And it would have been almost 400%, but our top individual agent is in the category that doesn't do 2 trainings a month. Scott Swagger, when you see him, give him one of these, okay? We jacked it up. Could have been almost 400%. Now, Scott runs a different business model. He does his own thing. His hair's on fire. Whatever he's doing, don't change it. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
Although he'll probably start doing some teaching in the class here pretty soon. So we'll get him in here one way or another. No. Rogue, right? Nathan and Scott. They just, yeah. And that's okay. And Brandon Barnett, she's one of our top 5 individual agents. She does her thing. She's got a model and crushes it. She's a good friend of mine, has been for years. I brought her into the office. Do your thing, girl. You be you, right? But gosh, there are top producers that screwed up the numbers a little bit. But at 285%, we get to pick. Am I going to take my chances and be in the group that makes 285% more money, or take my chances of being the Swagger group? Okay, there's only one Scott Swagger. Trust me, he's a world-class talent. But anyway, where I'm going with that is plug and play, guys. We're going to continue to offer things. Not everything's going to be your cup of tea, and that's totally cool, but get bits and pieces from everything we do. Just 2 illustrations we talked about today. I will tell you, if you're going to work with buyers and you don't understand this, or you can't convey this, you're at a disadvantage. You will lose a buyer. If they're interviewing with the net and you don't understand this, you have a good chance not to get that buyer. Okay, because she does understand it. She has the ability to convey it. If Ryan Finn, God forbid, you're up against him, you're going to lose if you can't master these conversations. It's just how this is going to be. It's competitive in our industry. The people with the best game are going to win more often than not. So decide what category you want to be in. Todd?
So, I had something underground. You know who I'm calling, right? If I need insurance wise, I'm calling that. You need loan people, lean on us. This is what we do. There's no reason in the world why you guys need to try to learn everything about home finance. No way in the world. Get into me and let me ask the right questions that take that pressure off of you guys. No different than, you guys assemble a great team. No different than your management, your leadership team in here. You guys can lean on these guys and gals for their expertise. You gotta lean on us for the same thing.
Perfect. That's great. We got anything else? Nope. Guys, have a great week. Let's sell some houses. Watch out for the snow and ice tomorrow.
Yeah.
It'll be
Yep.
iffy, right?
Right.
We may have to open late or not open. We'll just,
Right.
is this supposed to come in the nighttime or daytime?
During the morning, like between midnight and
Goodness.
noon.
Oh, goodness.
Thank you.
We waited 2 years and I was able to get my prices.